everybody, welcome back to my channel. Happy November, happy autumn, happy holidays. It's that time of year. I love that time of year. Today we are going to be doing my October reading wrap up, and it's going to be super short because, like several of the last few months, I didn't read very much. I actually only read 2 books in October that we're going to talk about today. However, I will say that November is already looking better because by the 3rd of November, I had already finished 2 books. And so we're definitely going to have more for November than we've had the last few months. And it's good. I think that I can officially say that my reading slump has been broken. Like, I have much more of a desire to read every day, and I'm enjoying the books more. So yeah, I am happy about that. I think that I will definitely have more books to tell you about in the next few months. But then, of course, it's also holidays. So, you know, you're spending time with family, you're doing all the holiday things that can decrease your reading, or at least it decreases my reading. And so my reading slump is over and I'm reading more, but the holidays may mess that up in a couple weeks. Either way, though, let's go ahead and get started with our October reads. The first one that I finished is Love in the Castle Library by Anne Swindell. This is a White Crown published book, and it came out in October. I was on the launch team for it. It is the second book in a series. Excuse me. I did not read the first book, and it was fine. Like, the first book is about a different couple, however, it's in the same universe, so I would definitely recommend reading them in order. Like, I did not have any problem understanding what was going on, but I definitely noticed, I was like, oh yeah, I should have read the first book first. And I'm going to. Like, the first book is Christmas in the Castle Library, and so I bought it at Amazon. It should be here tomorrow, and I'm going to read it for the Christmas season in December. But I really liked Love in the Castle Library. I gave it 5 stars. It is about... so it takes place, I completely blanked on the name of the kingdom, but it takes place in a fictional kingdom in a royal palace, and our main character in Love in the Castle Library, her name is Delphine, and she is the castle stewardess. She kind of runs everything for the royal family, like she's, you know, the highest employee in the palace, and she is hiring a British researcher to join their research team because they're trying to, during World War I, their queen abdicated the throne and went missing, and so they're trying to figure out what happened to her. And that's where I say you definitely need to read the first book, because they already pieced a part of the mystery together in the first book, and then they're piecing more of the mystery in this book, and so it kind of spoiled for me the first book because I read the second book first. That's my own fault. So they're continuing on with the mystery of what they've already figured out in this one. So she hires a British researcher, and his name is Jack, to come to their country, Leathersby. Their country is called Leathersby. That's their country. I remembered. Yay. So he comes and he joins the research team, and they're thrown together a lot. And there's, you know, maybe some romance that plays out there. They're also, her job is in jeopardy because there's like this ancient law that says the castle steward has to be a man, but when she was hired 7 years ago, she was hired because the royals were like, well, this law is like from the Middle Ages, and we're pretty sure by hiring the best person for the job, we're still keeping the spirit of the law, and we think the best person is you. But now somebody has challenged it in court, and so there's like a court case going on about her job, so she's really stressed about that, and it's kind of challenging her faith. This book has a lot of faith in it. And like I said, I gave it 5 stars, and as I was reading it, I didn't think I would, because it also has a fake dating storyline in it, and I honestly don't love fake dating storylines, especially in modern fiction. Like, I accept them in like historical fiction, like especially like in like war fiction, you know, if they're spies and they're traveling together and they have to pretend they're married, I'm like, that's fine, I'm cool with that. But in like modern fiction, I just don't really see a good reason to lie like that, and so I don't like that storyline. And so when I found out as I was reading it, I was like, oh, there's fake dating in here. I was like, I'm probably not I'm probably gonna like take a star off of it for this, but the faith content and the faith themes were so good that I had to add a star back on and make it 5 stars, because like the faith journeys, man, for both of them, for both Delphine and Jack, were just so well written. Yeah, it was really good, and I definitely recommend it. So, the second book that I read in October was A Scheming in Parliament by Erica Vetsch. I love Erica Vetsch. I love the Haverly universe that this is set in. It's so good. I gave this one 5 stars as well, of course. This is the second book in the Of Cloaks and Daggers series, which is the series that follows the characters of Sir Bertrand and Philippa. The thing about these books is that Erica Vetsch, while she has separate series, there's like 3 or 4 of her series that are actually all tied together in the same universe. And so like this is either the 3rd or the 4th series in that universe, and I would definitely recommend reading the series in order. I think this is the 3rd series. Yeah, because the first series was where we're introduced to the Haverly universe, which is called the Haverly universe because it's all tied together by one character, which is the Duke of Haverly, who we meet in the first series. And then the second series is the Thorndyke and Swan Regency Mysteries, which is, so the Duke of Haverly is a spy, and so these characters all these series all kind of come into that spy universe. So the main girl in the Thorndyke and Swan Regency mystery is the niece of Sir Bertrand in this series. So they're all tied together. Where was I going with this? I was just giving you an explanation. Okay. So it's a big universe, and I love the universe. I love the characters. I love the mysteries. However, I would say that like these later books in the Haverly universe definitely toe the line for me on kind of like dark content. The first series in this universe, which is what is the name of the series? She has a nice little cheat sheet here at the beginning of the books. So it's like The Lost Lieutenant and The Gentleman Spy and The Indebted Earl. I don't know the name of the series, but those are the name of the book. They're much lighter, and while they deal with the spy universe, their plot points are like smuggling or like political coups or things like that. Whereas these later books, like the Thorndyke and Swan, the male main character, he was a Bow Street detective, so there was quite a bit of murder in those because he was like a detective for murder. In this one, our main girl, Philippa, she is she used to be a prostitute, but she gave her life to Christ, and she now runs a school that rescues former prostitutes and helps them gain skills to go out into the world and have, you know, jobs such as maids or factory workers or things like that. And I mean, it's a really great storyline. However, some of the mysteries involved with that, I mean, there's like, in this book alone, there's like some sex trafficking and what else was in here? There's just some kind of darker themes, which they're rooting out these evil things, and that's okay. It's just, for me, it's like on that line of what I want to read when it comes to darkness, and it's written so well, and there's such good spiritual content in it, and there's such redemption in it that I still love it, and I still give it 5 stars. Just warning you, if you don't like some of like the darker mysteries, like I know for me, there are some, like I don't read a lot of suspense, and there are some, you know, darker stories that I don't read at all. Like I know everybody loves, there's an author whose name is just poof, gone. But the point is that everybody has different levels, and this is like the edge of my level, so I just wanted to warn you guys about that, and I'm sorry for all my little rabbit trails today. but I did want to let you guys know about that. And I know that there was more content warnings I had about this that I can't think of at the moment, but if you look on my Instagram, because I put a review up there, or on my Goodreads, either or, I did mention like several content warnings in there. So if you're really curious, you can check out those posts, because I don't know why my brain is just like, what? You were gonna say something? No, that's gone. But yeah, so those are the 2 books that I have read in November. No, in October, because we're in November now. And I look forward to telling you about my November reads, which will be quite a few more, I believe. Thank you so much for joining me. You will probably see me one more time before Thanksgiving, maybe, no promises. But I look forward to seeing you then, and I hope you have a happy, happy holidays.